After enjoying Greek life, it was time to depart Athens for an adventure on the world's most secure airline, El Al. Yalla, let's go. Let's see what is in store. The airport at Athens seemed quite small and crowded. I had one last meal at Ergon, and unfortunately, it was no good. The chicken was fine, but the sauces were awful. There were a good number of shops after El Al's strenuous check-in process to keep you busy, though you might prefer to relax. I'll provide more details on that later. Another disappointment of Athens airport was the double glass and annoying blue spots impeding views for plane spotting. However, I was able to still watch our plane arrive. Today we are flying on one of El Al's Boeing 737s. El Al aircraft have the ability to detect missiles and eject flares to confuse and deflect the missiles. Soon it was time to board. The cabin was outfitted with standard cloth seats and no perceived luxury. The business class cabin was in a 2-2 configuration, and the economy class cabin was in a 3-3 configuration. Unfortunately, I was only able to get still pictures of the seat features because some guy kept sticking his face into my shot. The seats came with an upper pocket and lower pocket, tray table, and seat recline feature. There is no seat back entertainment. This aircraft is old school, with the drop-down TVs overhead. Legroom was alright, but I think it was a bit tight. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight as I share with you my El Al story from the beginning. I arrived at Athens airport to find the check-in lines blocked off for El Al. In the process, you make yourself known to an agent who will then let you in to be questioned by a security officer. Security starts out by asking standard questions such as, where are you coming from and where are you going? Then questions started getting harder and into much more detail. Security wanted to know why I was going to Israel, to which I explained my friend and his wife invited me and my sister to Israel to give us a tour. Then they wanted to know if they were Jewish and what their names were. My friend's wife had a Russian first name and a long Indian last name, to which the officer exclaimed, "She is not Jewish." Then he inquired, "She is Russian? Where is she from?" I responded to these questions by saying she was American. "But this last name is not American," exclaims the guard. I answered, "She has family in India and Hong Kong," to which he exclaimed, "She is Chinese?" "No." Then I had to show him a picture of my friends and text messages proving that I was actually friends with them and that they weren't paying for my ticket and that I wasn't going to bring harm to Israel. After that, we explored questions about my finances, my career. He had asked me for my business card, to which I don't have, where my origin point was, where I had been previously, and why I was staying away from home for so long. I had just been to South Africa and I had flown through Dubai to Greece. After doing all of this digging, security took me behind a wall and did a thorough search of my backpack and discovered my book about the U-2 spy plane. "What is this?" inquired the guard. I told him I liked planes and I picked it up after visiting the Spy Museum in Washington, D.C. The whole thing took about 40 minutes plus. After finishing, I was escorted through security by a security guard. Whew, what a process. Other than that, the flight was uneventful, and the views out of Greece and into Tel Aviv were stunning. We were served a corned beef sandwich, for which I was grateful as I was starving. Approach into Tel Aviv reminded me of a topographical map, as you could see what looked like ground elevation lines from the air. A few other things you should know about El Al is that you cannot lock your suitcase. It will be searched, and you may not have to get your passport stamped. You might get a printed card instead. Overall, I thought my flight on El Al was a fascinating experience, and that my seat neighbor was friendly despite him sticking his face into all of my shots. Stay tuned for my fascinating Israel adventure as we explore a place sacred to 3 major religions and much more. Welcome to Tel Aviv. I hope you have enjoyed your flight with us today and hope it inspires you to see the world. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button for more exciting adventures to come. Please check out the amazing extra perks on Patreon and stay tuned for merch. Catch you on the fly.